1.
Coming at you live from DNHQ, whatever we're calling it, in beautiful South Pasadena, California. This is the Blue Heaven Podcast. We're excited now, even though we're all just like dying here. We're very unhappy, but
welcome to Sick Nation.
Sick Nation. We are powered by the Overtime Podcast Network. We are also powered by Cough Drops, and I am Real FRG, sometimes known as Clint. You can find me as that first one on the Twitters and the Instagrams.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah, the first
top
one.
billing.
Yeah.
You know, age before beauty.
Well done.
Get it? Because you're older and I'm prettier. I'm Brooke. You can find me at BrookeMe3 on Twitter and Instagram. On today's show, we have Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah, it's where you find all the grandmas
Legs.
really quickly.
No, it's legs.
Oh,
Yeah.
there I am. Okay, I got you.
Do the
I
thing.
follow. On today's show, we have
The
a
Reds-
guest. Oh, sorry.
yeah.
I was
I
going to go
didn't-
guest first, but
go ahead.
that's
Go ahead. No,
okay.
you got
That's
it.
okay.
No, I'm walking away.
He is of Dodgers Nation lore. Is that what we're calling it?
Sure.
Famed writer and, famed better now, too. You're a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Daniel Preciado on the show. That's a good one.
I gotta remember all the
that
buttons
primed
are.
already.
It's been a while.
Dan will be talking one of the biggest subjects of the day, if not of the entire decade so far. You knew I was going to bring that in. The Red Sox are dirty, dirty cheetahs. See? True in the Red Sox accent. That's good.
Yeah, we got to talk about them dirty, dirty Red Sox. We got to give our 2020 vision because, it's a new year, it's a new decade, and I don't know how much has really honestly changed since the last time we did this, what feels like 17 years ago. We are going to announce that wonderful Walker Buehler jersey giveaway winner, and then we're going to kind of pontificate about what the hell is going to happen next because we have a few months until opening day. We have less than a few months until spring training starts. So
Me and Dan are also going to figure out what pontificate means.
let him know.
See?
Hey, he's a college boy. He knows all about
Oh, yeah. He
words.
does those books good.
Of course, first, we have to give a shout-out to our friends over at Sportscaster. You guys, you'll see that little bug there in the upper right-hand corner as long as everything's set up right on the stream. At Sportscaster, you could be a pro, sound like a pro, look like a pro. You could be the star of your own show with built-in studio graphics and access to special events. You could be like us, I guess. I don't know if this is professional, but we're in a new studio, so that's a thing. Again. So if you like to stream or game or be your own broadcaster, visit sportscaster.com today. That is CASTR.com today, but after our live stream.
Please, after the live stream. We got a lot to talk about today. I know you guys have a lot to be angry about, so make sure you drop in the comments below. Let us know where you're representing Dodgers Nation from. Let us know what you're pissed off about because, let's be honest. There's only things to be pissed off about right now. That's all it is. You can do that.
I'm going to comment.
You have the freedom. You can comment on the show because that creates questions for me that I can answer easily. Give me soft tosses. You check in on some of the comments that are dropping in. We have Gallegos. Gallegos wants to know who's in here.
Oh, we're here.
And he's from the 805. He, she, they is from the 805. 805 is, North County, right?
Sure.
Gary? That's where the beer comes from. That's all I know. We got Neil that says Boston and Houston are outright cheaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. And that's what we're talking about the entire night. That's all there is.
We got SD Dodger in the stream as well. What's going on? Tim gives us a wave.
Nerdy Dodger is in the stream. Tati, how are you doing?
Dodger Lover from 310. Rob says, give him Roberts.
Hey, give a shout out to the Australian Dodger fans. They're going through a lot right now.
You didn't clear your throat like all
Sorry,
of us did?
I tried to.
Yeah, that sounded very painful.
I know,
I'm so
right?
sorry for that.
Yeah, shout out Australia.
No, we have an Australia Dodger fan that's on our chat all the time.
Yeah,
so
it's Kate.
Hopefully
Kate McKinnon, right?
Kate.
Yeah, nice kid, friend of the show.
Oh, there it is, Derek Bertram.
Oh, Derek too? Wow, we have a lot of Australian
Multiple.
fans.
Much
you
love
guys got a lot
to the
going on.
Aussies out there. Obviously, there's a lot of bad. There's just a lot of bad going on in the world right now, and Stan Kasten isn't helping Dodger fans, so everything's bad. The world is bad, and now I understand why Brooke is always so upset.
2020 is off to a raging start.
Right? We had one good day.
It's really just going down. Oh, Tweet Mix from Asheville, North Carolina. I'm going to Asheville.
Awesome.
What?
I don't know why.
I thought it was
we will
Nashville.
be going to Asheville. No, Nashville is a different
Asheville.
place.
Got
Asheville is, I don't know if it's Asheville or Asheville. You know how those like Southern people are kind of weird about how they pronounce things.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure.
You
But
go find out. Make some friends.
Sig _Fidel 93 says, is it too late to win a jersey? Yes, it is. The contest closed today, but a new one is opening up in about carry the 20 minutes thereabout, and it's going to be for a suite to be announced later. So Mike asked, where do you sign up? That would be at DodgersNation.com/giveaways, and you can find out all more about that. So We got a lot of people in here. We got Gallagher saying, should Cora and Hinch be banned? Let's just jump right into it. It's a new year, and the Red Sox are dirty, filthy cheaters. So, Mr. Me3, how about them Sox? You know what? Let's go to the new guy over here, Dan. How about them Sox?
You know what? I'm just waiting for more evidence to come out at this point.
No, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what? Hey.
everybody cheats?
Yeah. Hey, I'm not one of those people. You know that. Yeah. Just overall, I'm kind of just waiting for the evidence to come out before I can make like an accurate, point on it. But at this point, it doesn't seem as large scale as what happened with the Astros. To this
It's
point.
not. It's not. For sure.
Especially because it was just in the regular season. It supposedly didn't impact the World Series. I don't know how much I believe that.
For now.
Like,
For
why
now.
would you stop?
Yeah,
Right.
it will expand. It will definitely expand. But I guess from what I read, and of course it came out in, well, every once in a while Rosenthal gets confused because he called his own publication The Atlantic the other day in a tweet.
You got to type fast, man. Sometimes I call us, I don't know.
Dodger Nation.
Dodger Nation.
Dodger Nation.
Yeah, you're one of those.
Blue Haven.
Blue Haven. It was in The Athletic today where the power duo again of Rosenthal and Drellich come out with the Sox are cheating, and apparently everybody could be cheating because of the video replay room that most ballparks, I think all ballparks have now. Ever since the introduction of instant replay in the game, they eventually added, hey, this is the room you could check whether or not you want to throw the challenge flag that baseball doesn't have. And people were just sitting in there and watching the signs get thrown down. It wasn't, like you guys said, it wasn't as bad as the Astros, the way they were doing. There wasn't a trash can. There wasn't a camera set up in center field of their own. But it obviously isn't good. However, apparently these rooms were just wide open during the regular season, and then they added, a cop. They added security, they added Craig Counsell in there to throw his own flag constantly. But yeah, somebody was in there watching during the playoffs. So all of a sudden, they allegedly didn't cheat during the playoffs, to which I retort, my ass.
You retort your ass.
The very same.
That's unfortunate. All right, here's
a lot
the
to
deal.
retort.
Here's a yeah, there's one.
There's F in the chat, boys.
Tom Brady, Boston Red Sox, Tom Brady,
Paul Pierce.
Robert Kraft. There's a lot of sketchy things going on in Boston sports, and they're really living up to their name, guys. I mean, let's give it up for Boston. They're nothing if not consistent in how they cheat and do things incorrectly.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I don't hate AJ Hinch as much as I hate Alex Cora now. That's what's cleared this up for me. Yes, you're right. It's not as bad as it was in Houston. But the fact that he's involved in both of them now is that's all I need to know.
Well,
That's all I need to know.
Didn't they say that Cora was a huge
influence
in the Houston?
Right.
Yeah, and
he was a
setting up
big
an
part of the
establishment,
process.
yeah.
Yeah, and that was pretty much established already. So,
and where he didn't pick that up from us. He did not pick that up from the Dodgers. That's a load of BS. If anything, maybe back in the Fox days. Just saying.
I think in terms of we had a long discussion about this on Twitter today, but in terms of sign stealing is not illegal in of itself. When you start getting electronic with it, you start using things outside of the sport, outside of the field, that's when it becomes illegal. So they had the 2017 Apple Watch thing, which was kind of looked over. Everyone was kind of like, "Oh, they're cheating." It's whatever. Just they got punished for it. They got fined. It was made more clear that they can't do anything like that because there was also people wearing Apple Watches in the dugout that were like, "Wait, I can't wear an Apple Watch. I wasn't doing anything." And they're like, "No, you can't have your anything." And they're like, "Oh, okay, that's fine. I didn't know, but all right, from now on, I won't." So you have that, and then it moves to this, and if you just look at Alex Cora being a part of both of those things, it's really hard for me to see him, when Houston's punishment comes down, not getting an equal punishment as AJ Hinch, if not more. I don't think it will be, but it's got to be equal, you got to think. And before this, I probably would have said that AJ Hinch will get the harshest punishment of people on the staff.
Well, Hinch and then probably field staff,
right, of the
definitely
field staff,
front office on both sides. It's probably going to take a pretty meaty hit in terms of
the Astros front office is going to get decimated, absolutely decimated. Players, nothing's going to happen at all to them. Coaching staff, probably not much will happen to them. I don't imagine. I think Hinch will probably get the worst of it in terms of coaching staff, but. It just really upset me to see that. Especially, I mean, I brought this up on Twitter as well. I bought a 2017 World Series ticket, and I bought a 2018 World Series ticket. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have any money. I spent good money going to those games, and I'm sure a lot of fans probably feel that way, where they're like, hey, I spent, some people, like I know a lot of people that spent like a couple grand going to these games, and they find out about this, and they're like, I spent $2,500 going to this game, and now I find out I might have been cheated out of this game. Like, I went to game 2, and they lost that game. They should have won that game.
Remember,
it definitely hurt.
They didn't cheat at Dodger Stadium, allegedly.
I know, for sure. I understand that, but it doesn't change the fact that it's a tainted series. It's something that you felt like you should have walked away with. I still don't think, whether or not the Red Sox cheated during the World Series anyways, I still think the Dodgers were far overmatched and had absolutely no chance in that series, so I'm not going to even touch that one. But regardless, it leaves you with a weird, unsettling feeling inside as a baseball fan, as a fan of sports in general. I think it kind of leaves you just like, come on, guys. Like, are you serious? Like, when things don't go your way, when outcomes don't happen, like I'm a Saints fan, unfortunately, and things never seem to go our way. This past Sunday, we blew it. Don't let anybody tell you differently. We blew that game. But when things don't happen the way you want them to, and then you start looking at cheating like this, you're just like, now I can't trust anything. Like, now I don't really trust anybody in sports. Here's my heroes. Here's the guys I respect. Here's the guys I devote most of my time to, and they're not even like playing on the level. It's like, why even watch?
So OC Dodger Blue 22 says it's turning into, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. So maybe the Dodgers should. I mean, and there's a very, very, let's say, solid enough likelihood that some point in time we hear the Dodgers were involved in something less than reputable. It's going to happen.
There's a chance.
Definitely. I won't say most likely, but again, solid
I think
sliver of chance.
The more we open this up, the more we're going to find out, which is already what's happening.
What I want that now, they need to cheat more, cheat better, cheat the best. We need to go in there just
full circle back to steroids.
Oh,
hey!
Don't call it a comeback.
Have you heard the comedian that talks about? He's like, I think they should have all the steroids in baseball.
Steroids was a good time. Bless up. Rest in peace, Sammy Sosa. Janae Juno on the stream says, once a cheater, always a cheater. 100%. So Cora.
All
Cora's
men.
Right there.
Tell them.
Yeah, those bastards. Tom says, give Cora and Hinch the Pete Rose treatment. That's the big thing,
you want me to make him overweight?
Is Cora going to be like straight just banned from the league? What can happen? So they did say that finally the Astros punishment, well, I guess they're not even saying anything. They just said it's going to be, another couple of weeks until they figure out the punishment. It's like, dude, just get it done. Figure something out. We need something. Dodger fans at least need something. Jimmy Nelson isn't enough. Willie Nelson isn't enough, damn it.
Willie Nelson would actually be enough for me if they signed him to
Willie Nelson signed to a 30-year deal in left field.
I don't think he's making it
How
through
many
that contract.
years does he complete? Perez 1619 says FRG doesn't pay you. No, definitely no. Look at him.
For what?
I don't know.
Oh, because money.
Oh, because money.
I mentioned having money and not having money. Yeah, yeah. Janae says it's going to be a slap on the wrist watch.
Wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't doubt it.
There's
the wristwatch.
Yeah, I got it. No comma. It's going to be a slap on the wrist. Watch.
As you see, Gary.
Okay, I follow, Janae. I follow. I'm here. There's some profanity.
Oh no!
What'd you break?
I broke everything.
Oh, good. We're down.
Show Tim Rogers with Corey Seager real quick.
Oh, that's wrong. That's guessed.
They're going to wait for the announcement when it's the best time, which is not during the NFL playoffs. They don't want to get lost.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe they do want to get lost.
In the playoffs?
In the Super Bowl week. If I was MLB and I didn't want anybody to know, I would just dump it there.
Yeah.
And then, because the media is going to be all in at the Super Bowl, not enough coverage.
I'll be there.
It's going to fade away.
We'll be there.
Where?
I'm not busy that year.
Super Bowl?
In Florida?
No. Wherever they want to talk about the incident, I'll be there.
You'll be there right up front.
Front and center. I'll be like, listen,
with the
Andrew
microphone
Friedman sent
plugged
me.
into nothing.
We're Target buddies, and he said I needed to be here.
Anyway, so one of the other things we wanted to point out was, where was it? Yeah, Michelle brings it up, and I had it in our notes here. Is that Joe Kelly was on that team, on that 18 Boston Red Sox team. So is Joe Kelly a dirty, filthy rat too?
The difference being is he's not in the dugout, so it might be a little bit different. Like the way they talk about it is is very involved with hitters. I don't know how much pitchers are
I
involved.
don't care.
in it.
I want to call him Dirty Rat.
I mean, they should. I'm sure they'll ask him about it, and they'll be like, "Hey, what is going on?" And maybe he does know some stuff. Maybe he doesn't.
Oh yeah, and you know what's funny is Kelly's the type of dude he'll probably be just like a wide open book about it.
He'd be like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you know what else
It's
they
like,
were
oh
doing?
yeah, they were cheating.
Oh yeah, and they're like, yeah, David Price. He also was cheating on his wife, and it's like, whoa, Joe, hey, easy.
And that's the man we want on the Dodgers.
Katie says, "Sorry, I'm late, Brooke. I was watching the Avengers." That's a good excuse.
No,
I think Gary says
which
that's
one?
okay.
That's
Gary
okay.
likes the Avengers.
Which one?
I just watched Endgame.
Welcome,
again last
Katie.
night.
Oh, okay.
I watched Endgame on the plane,
Yeah.
and I was like, when the part, and I was like hyped on the plane.
Yep.
I was like, I probably shouldn't be this hyped on a plane. No more Jack and Cokes in the sky.
Just like Mom used to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, we've gone off a lot of this offseason on the whole cheating thing. So I feel we're kind of done. We done with cheating? Anybody?
We've just gone off.
we've gone off.
Just in general. I'm just really upset. Remember when sports used to be fun and we used to
Fair.
enjoy them. We used to go to games
fair.
together and we
Yeah.
used to like hanging out. And now I see you guys and I just think about dirty, rotten cheaters and anger and
Dude,
yelling.
all next year is gonna be fans going, "Oh, they cheated." Anytime we lose, it's like they cheated. Instead of Dave Roberts' fault, it's gonna be the other team cheated. That's the natural Twitter response that's gonna happen now.
What I hate the most, I think, is that if I'm not mistaken, the schedule has us playing the AL Central this year for interleague, so we don't get to see either of those teams at Dodger Stadium, which is racist.
Isn't that what it is?
That's straight up racist.
That's what the call is. Okay.
Look,
gotta
Rob
mix it up.
Manfred. I challenge you right now to a base battle. That's it. That's all I got.
A base battle.
Yeah, slap with the base, man.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna like run the bases.
Just
against
go.
them.
Hey,
I was
and
like,
we're
I
all
don't know about
delirious.
that.
We're sick. We haven't done this in like 7 months. You know,
Cough
when did-
drops.
Cough drops. High on cough drops. Dan's had like 30 cough drops already in the last hour. So, anyways, before we catch up on the other things that have gone on, of which there have not been very much that have happened between now and the last time we were up here coming at you live, we do have to announce the winner of our Walker Buehler jersey giveaway.
Walker
And,
Wheeler.
yeah, and I realized I didn't choose a thing. So, Brooke, buy me some time.
Well, listen, guys, we did a giveaway for Dodgers Nation. If you didn't see it, it was on the website where we're doing the giveaways. It was actually a jersey, like a really nice jersey. It
We're
wasn't
gonna
one
be
of those
giving
like.
something better for the next giveaway, but we're not gonna tell
Don't
anybody yet.
spoil
I'm not
it,
gonna.
Gary.
I want to. I just
we need them to
we
tune
just
in for the
picked it
rest of
today.
the show.
I'll draw the winner. It says right here.
We just
Listen,
picked it today.
Listen, the next prize is really good, but the winner of this prize and the Walker Buehler jersey is
Hold on, it says drawing.
ta-da.
They're not even drawing anything. Well, I can't even say that. Grady Malakowski?
Makowski?
McAllis? M-A-L-A.
It's one of them Rooskies.
Chowski.
Chowski.
Grady Gronkowski. I don't know. He has a picture in here. He says he seems like a nice fella out of Akron, Ohio.
Grady
Akron.
Malakowski. That's Evan's brother.
Yeah, he's friends with Evans. That's what I was gonna say.
Evan's brother, come on down. You are the fine winner of this Walker Buehler jersey.
How do they claim their prize?
What they're gonna do?
You okay?
He has to come to this office.
Yes,
That's-
they have to email. All right.
He's
So
gonna
Grady,
get sick.
it's all right, Grady. What you're gonna do is email us at podcast@DodgersNation.com and be like, "Hey, I'm the guy that won." Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
I'm the
You
guy.
have,
now we're gonna get like 20 people that are like, I'm the guy.
No, he has
no.
an email from the
From
email
that
he
email,
entered.
yeah.
Oh.
Please email us podcast@DodgersNation.com. That is podcast@DodgersNation.com within 48 hours to claim your prize. And now I guess we'll announce the next giveaway, and you have a button there. It's not the one that goes to Tim.
Oh, it
Wait,
says
wait.
jacket giveaway?
Real,
Yeah, I
real,
made
real,
sure.
real
Already?
quick
Hold on,
before
wait, time.
should he not claim the prize in 48 hours?
It gets burned.
What?
It gets burned.
You see when they tried to burn the Tom Brady jersey, and
We tried.
it wouldn't
We
catch on
emailed
fire.
some
Did you see
winners.
that?
Oh, it did?
They were somebody was trying to burn a
'Cause
Tom
he's
Brady
Satan.
jersey, and they couldn't set it on fire.
Dude,
I think he paid extra to make sure his jerseys couldn't burn.
Yeah, when he
Anyway,
sold his
probably.
soul, he just added extra.
Yeah.
The next giveaway, Gary, go ahead and push that delicious button, is this retro-style Dodgers jacket, just like Lasorda used to wear back in the day. It's not quite a starter jacket because we can't find those exactly, but if we do find it, we'll send you
It's
one
either
of
going to
those.
be a starter jacket or a Mitchell and Ness
Or an
jacket.
Ender
Yeah.
jacket.
So we're just trying to find the right one. And I really want it for myself. I've been wanting.
You
one for a
can't
while.
enter.
I know I can't enter. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, anyways, you guys are going to want to sign up at DodgersNation.com/giveaways. It'll also be in all of our articles. You could pretty much sign up and get a chance to win. The contests will end on 12 p.m. Pacific time on January 21st. So you have 2 weeks, and the winner will be announced on the next episode or that day's episode of this fine, wonderful, delicious show.
Let's be Frank Pod says, Daniel, blink twice if you need help.
Don't cheat.
I think they're looking
And
out
don't
for you. They
cheat.
just
Yeah.
want to make sure.
I mean, it's kind of hard to cheat on the thing, I think.
To cheat?
Anyway, PG, a lot of numbers says, have they talked about Sox cheating? Yes, we did. We don't like it. It's messed up.
Not good. It's not good.
Did you
Jack's
take
good.
Tommy off the screen yet?
Oh crap.
I mean, we could just have Tommy up there for the rest
Yeah, I
of the
like
time.
Tommy.
Tightly
That's funny.
oiled
Tommy
machine.
lasagna.
Tommy lasagna.
So boys, what has kind of gone on besides a whole lot of nothing since our last episode of this?
Well, we lost Rich Hill, not to like age. We lost him to.
We almost lost him
we
to
lost
law
him-
enforcement.
Also, that we almost did, and that's why the Red Sox.
Rich Hill.
Or,
Hardened criminal Rich and Caitlin Hill.
That's why the
Criminals.
Patriots aren't in the playoffs anymore. The curse of the Rich Hill.
Dick Mountain.
Curse of Dick Mountain. That's a really good
That's
curse.
pretty
name.
good.
Good. Oh, man, that means the Patriots are never winning another Super Bowl. It's going to be like
I have
190
no
years.
issue with that.
That's fine. I'm all right with that.
Respect. Yeah, but Richie Hilly's gone, and our boy
Hyun.
Hyunjin Ryu.
Rest in peace.
Bonjour.
In Toronto.
Hey.
He went to Toronto to die.
Hey, Rick,
It's an
it's going to be
unfortunate
okay,
place.
buddy. It's going to be okay. But Rio's gone, and Brooke had a chance to save him from Andrew Friedman in Target, and you failed. You failed miserably.
Well, here's the
Yeah.
thing. I don't think any of my words are worth any amount of money, so I don't think he was gonna listen.
You have at least $80 million words.
Oh yeah, he signed literally like the same
day.
Yeah,
Is when it was announced.
Yeah,
Why don't you
'cause-
tell the lovely audience about what happened?
I had to go to Target because why did I don't even remember why. Oh, I had to buy an ugly Christmas sweater because last second I needed it for a Christmas party. It was really stupid. It was an ugly sweater. It wasn't good. Anyways,
Well, yeah,
I was in
Target.
Target and I was in a panic and I was in a hurry and I turned the corner and Andrew Friedman was standing there talking on his AirPods. And he was talking on the phone. And so I had to like pretend like I was on the phone so I could stand near him and not like just stand over him because I wanted to listen to what he's talking about because I'm weird. But I needed to know, and it's my obligation as a fake journalist to make sure I do my best to hear what he's saying.
And
he
a
talked
pervert.
about like prospects and trading, but I don't know if he was talking about specific ones or just in general. I couldn't tell, and I was like, all right, I got to bail from this conversation. I got to go, and he probably thinks I'm a weirdo because he started walking away from where he was, and I was like, I think he realizes because he like nodded at me when he saw me, and I was like, I don't know if he's seen me before. Been at press conferences. I've asked like one question to him. Gary is more of the attention getter at those things. So
Oh no, you're the microphone holder.
yeah, I
I'm
know,
the one
but
that
you're
wobbled
the
camera.
one standing up on the stage
Yeah,
over
I
him.
was. That's
He
true.
was like, "Oh my God, who's that guy?"
Well,
You
drop the
probably
camera
look-
on my head.
You probably look like you were like 8 feet tall from where you were standing.
That's true.
It's not that hard to stand over Andrew Friedman. He's a little fella.
He's a little guy,
Little
but
Andy.
he's tough.
Little Andy.
Yeah,
He's tough. Little
Straight
Andy's tough.
shooter.
But Hill and Ryu are gone, and I guess we got the next best in Jimmy Nelson and some nobody guy whose name completely escapes me. What was his name?
Well, listen, hold
The
on
other
one
guy?
second. We let Jimmy Garcia go for Jimmy Nelson. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, yeah, in the Dodgers' grand plans of making the team as white as possible.
Oh, Blake likes the Patriots, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he said stop
Yeah.
slandering the Patriots.
Never
Sorry,
heard of him.
Blake.
Nah, sorry.
Will not. I hate all Boston right now. Not a fan.
So Jimmy Nelson, that's where we're at. This is it. Like, this is our big thing. That was the big move. That's it.
Blake Shannon was our big move.
No, that was last year.
Oh, sorry.
This is the difference
Yeah.
maker.
Well, yeah.
Jimmy
I mean,
Nelson.
we could talk about Jimmy. You know a little bit about Jimmy Nelson, right?
Yeah.
You probably know more than
Got a
I do.
bad
Why don't you
shoulder.
talk about
Yeah.
Jimmy Nelson?
I mean-
What's the hope for him?
I think he could be a good starter this year. I think a lot of people are probably underrating him. They got him for cheap. 2017, he actually got Cy Young votes. He was pretty good, and then 2018 missed all of it. He came into 2019, beginning of the year. They threw him as a starter. They were expecting him to be good. He was absolutely terrible. Then they threw him out in the bullpen. He started throwing like 95, 97. I think that the Dodgers are looking at that as their fallback option, but are hoping that he can make starts.
That's
So
good. I
he-
mean,
he
you got a
could
bunch of
be-
kids, so
Could be another one of the. Well, I mean, if we're gonna do something like that, I think I would rather have somebody like Ross Stripling, who's used to it, be the back and forth guy, and let James Nelson over there be the guy that just straight up is a bullpen dude if that's what they want to do. That was what we haven't had that guy in a couple of seasons ever since Tom Kohler died. So maybe that's what they're going for. I don't know. I understand it, but it depends on whether or not they're trying to have him in the rotation. If they're trying to have him in the rotation, I think he's just blocking one of the kids. I mean, granted, there's going to be an innings limit, but it feels like he's blocking one of May or Gonsolin or Urias. But again, they're not going to throw 180 innings.
I think he just represents more of the flexibility to do whatever you want and at almost no cost. There's no risk and there's all the possible reward. He probably will spend a lot of time in the bullpen if all of the young guys are healthy and in the rotation. If they're not, or if one of them is not ready, he will be ready to step in and take on those starts when need be. Stripling, the same thing. We don't need 5 starters, and I think the Dodgers have proven that like every season for the past 10 years at least. We don't go into something with 5 starters and say we're good. We go into something with 8 starters ready to go, and we need
and Kazmir.
and Chris Capuano, whatever you need. Like you need them because every year we've ended up needing them. And the Dodgers are really good about the phantom IL.
Which is going to be back to 15 days this year, though.
Right. So they're very good about using that and making sure that they're not going to push somebody if they don't need to, giving somebody days off when they need them. So they have no problem filling in with Ross Stripling and Jimmy Nelson. And those aren't bad guys to make spot starts. I can think of a lot worse guys on better teams that make spot starts.
Absolutely.
But given pulling Stan Kasten moves again in a conversation with Plaschke over the weekend, which – I mean, on Sunday, all the world was about Plaschke and Kasten's conversation and how, once again, Kasten just really can't handle these kind of conversations without sounding like an angry old boomer.
But you're basing it off that article that he wrote, right?
Basing off that article,
just sounded angry.
That's the way he is every time, though. He had it last year at FanFest, but the whole real inside baseball economic stuff, like he doesn't like to. He doesn't think fans are intelligent enough to understand what the Dodgers are doing, and he doesn't care to try to explain it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about you, but I'm a big old dum-dum.
Yeah, Stan's thing is I'm right. I don't care what you think. I'm right. I'm in my 90s. I'm right.
Well, he has more money than I do, so.
Bet.
Real inside baseball economics.
I will bet.
I'll play kind of the Stan supporter here, so you guys can just
rail. You would support Stan. Come on, Park, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't really follow his narrative. Like he kept on blaming, who is it, Plunkett?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he kept on blaming Plunkett.
No, Plaschke.
Oh, Plaschke. He kept on blaming Plaschke for a certain narrative, right?
Or the L.A. Times for a narrative.
L.A. Times. So, I mean, I guess he's already coming in with some kind of, like, agenda to counter that narrative. So, I mean, just reading the article, it just looked like Plaschke framed him to be angry. When I'm reading it, I can understand his perspective, saying, like, yeah, like, they're successful. They've been winning. It's not winning the championship. Mm-hmm. But, like, he is kind of right. They're putting enough out there. That's what I see, too. Is like they're only putting enough out there to attract just enough, which is the number one attendance in all of MLB. I don't know. I think he's okay. He's not like totally trying to screw everybody
I just
over.
don't think you've heard or read enough of his stuff because he did the same thing.
No, I saw
Dylan
last
Hernandez.
year too. Yeah,
he did the same thing.
He sounds just angry, but it's just always the LA Times.
And like that's because Plunkett's more of a friendly fella, even though he's also kind of a D about it. But he's more of a friendly, and he's not going to print it unless it's like really good or really golden. And well, if we're talking Splashkey, he knew exactly what he wanted out of it, and he got it. He got that again. That was. Every blog, every outlet, every tweet was about what he was saying. There was different ways to write that up, different angles to take at it, and it got the world buzzing, and most of the world was pretty upset with his angry tone. We can see SD Dodger says Kasten was the same pissy dude on MLB Network as well. That was during the winter meetings. He's constantly this angry dude that isn't interested in hearing the fans' side. It's, hey, I know what I'm doing, which no doubt he knows what he's doing. The Dodgers have won 7 consecutive division titles. That's cool. It's all well and good. You're putting yourself in positions to get to the World Series and get cheated out of 2 in a row. But still, you can't just be like, I'm right and I don't care what you think every single time. You have to at least make it, especially this offseason where so many people appear to have this. I mean, it's a BS narrative of, I'm going to stop going to Dodger games. Like, honey, no, you're not. Shut up. To stop pretending like you're going to stop going to games. You're going to be there at opening day with your brand new non-starter jacket from Dodgers Nation, and you're going to feel happy. But I don't know. I just want him to. I don't think now is the time for him to battle the fan base the same way he has.
No, I agree. I think he should just be like, look, he did kind of say we tried. We made a bid for Cole, right? Didn't get it. And that, I mean,
well, you got to have a backup
this
plan. This
offseason was really there was only 3 players that really anybody wanted. Cole, like Garrett Cole, Anthony Rendon, and Strasburg, right? Strasburg's not leaving Nationals.
So like Ryu was a bad pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, but then he's 33, and he signed a 4-year deal?
4-year deal.
4-year deal for what, 80 million? 20 mil a year?
80 mil, yeah.
Yeah, you know that last 2 years, it's not going to be that great.
No.
Right? So, I mean, it's just saving that money for the young guys that are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I get it, but this offseason, Stan Kasten shouldn't have spoken.
Should have spoke last offseason either.
Yeah,
I don't think he should speak.
Yeah, they need to take the microphone away from Stan.
There's a reason why they have Magic talk to people. He's really good at talking to people.
Got that big old smile.
He doesn't know anything, but he's really good at talking to people. Yeah. And Magic is definitely, like, somebody asked me, they're like, why does Magic own the Dodgers? He doesn't even pay attention to it. I was like, well, I got news for you. Magic owns a lot of things that he doesn't pay attention to, but he's really good at owning them because he's a businessman, and he understands that there's a lot of money to be made in the Dodgers. He owns LAFC. I bet you $1 million that dude has never watched a full game. Never watched a full game. He has no idea what he's talking about. Yeah. Just look at his tweets. Like, just look at his tweets. That's all you need to know. He only cares about the Lakers. And I understand it. He's a basketball player.
What does Kasten, like, how much did the Dodgers have to win for Kasten to be cool with LA? Or for LA to be cool with Kasten?
One championship.
I think it's one championship. Yeah. I think it's one. Like, we've
at
had
this
so
point,
much. We've had so much.
I will take one.
Yeah,
I will
at this
take
point,
one.
At this, I would say a couple years ago it would need to be more actually than it now. Now it's just like but we just want one. Can we just have one? Like, please, and stop cheating. Someone, please. Man, how much would that suck if we won the World Series this year and then the next year it came out we cheated? I would quit. I would never watch baseball again.
I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter.
I'm a tennis fan. You can't cheat in tennis, I don't think.
I'm just waiting to find out that the Nationals cheated too.
Oh yeah,
Ponce's on steroids or something.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that boy.
Max Scherzer has a bionic eye or something. That's why they're different colors.
Scandal. This heard first from Brooke, the big old dum-dum.
At Diamond Hoggers.
At Diamond Hoggers. He's our big source. I don't know, like, you guys see anything else more grumpy towards him? I see there's more grumpy in the chat.
Tim says, give me one more before I die. Tim, you all right? Is everything okay, man? I thought you had a while. He's like, I want one more in 40 years.
Bobby Jenkins says Pulaski tells the truth.
Pulowski?
I was trying so hard because I know if I laugh right now, I'm going to die.
That's not going to be good for you.
Oh, man. Danny says, who the F is Restream Not? I don't know. I know who Restream Bot is, and that's us. Wait, no. Restream Bot is everybody. It's all of us. We're all one big family.
Kate says my new bio should be I'm a big old dum-dum, and I think that's good. I like that, Kate. Shout out to Kate. That's my next bio. It's not that I'm a dude anymore. It's just I'm a big old dum-dum.
I'm a big old dum-dum.
Yeah. So I tell you that somebody messaged me. They're like, you're a dude? And that was it. Yes, I am.
Respect.
Thank you.
Respect.
I am.
What else? I don't know. Are there any good comments on there? I'm trying to read them.
Jose says, I got a smart TV for Christmas, and I'm watching the stream on it, and it's awesome.
Hey!
That's cool.
Awesome.
We're on Jose's TV. Shout out to Jose.
And I was going to say, but you can't comment the same way, but he commented, so clearly I'm the big old dum-dum right
streaming.
here.
No, he's watching it
stream.
on the smart TV, and then he's responding on Periscope.
Oh.
Because you can watch us on YouTube.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Go to YouTube. Type in us.
Go to YouTube, so that way. Yeah. And
Anyway.
any smart TV can play YouTube, and just search Dodgers Nation, and our live stream is going to be there. And you subscribe to it, bingo, it'll alert you every time we're up. And then you can watch it every Tuesday or Thursday.
Depending on what time of the year it is.
And what time. decide to go on.
And where we are and which DNHQ we're at and how he's feeling and how I'm feeling.
And
And if Gary's alive. And there's a lot of factors.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll still do it with
If it's raining.
Yeah, we do it without Gary.
He's true.
We have.
Like this. Boom. See?
Well, I mean, there's that talk. We talked about Rich Hill leaving us. We talked about Rue leaving us. We talked about Jimmy Nelson showing up and some nobody that we didn't even talk about because it's a minor league signing. We're not talking about minor league signings.
Udubre Ramos. Hey, man.
He's got plus upside, and everybody does when you sign a minor league contract.
Every name is a very important name right now because if it's a signing and it's not a name you know, then the fans are more angry.
I love it.
Yeah.
So tell us about how good this guy is.
Comments on there.
I mean,
Dip
there's
through your-
there's upside there. There's upside, but I mean, I'm not too high into him. The stuff's not amazing.
God.
Yeah, he was supposed to be good with the Phillies. He was supposed to be a part of that like big bullpen, but never panned out, and that's why he's on a minor league deal.
He's shown like small flashes of something, but that's about it. So I mean, he's got upside. There's that. If you sign somebody on a minor league contract, there's only upside.
You cannot be mad at that.
You can't be mad. But what's next? Where do we go from here? Are we done? Is there anything else that's going to happen? Are we going to riot? Are we going to set something on fire? Am I going to kill you? Are you going to kill me? Is somebody going to attack me in my DMs?
Yes.
That is for sure. That's a guarantee.
Yeah.
So the biggest talk of the offseason, obviously, aside from free agents after they all left because we spent like no money on free agents, is the Mookie and Lindor talk. And those seem to have stalled out. If not stalled out, then just not being talked about. I haven't heard
but the
whisper
Lindor
about anything.
The Lindor trade was already...
It was
done.
guaranteed. It was
It's a
done.
done
sources.
deal.
Got sources said
What's
it's
going
done.
on, Mr. Untouchable?
Yeah, I think he stopped tweeting.
He just changed his account name.
Yeah. That was probably actually Stan Kasten. He's like, watch this. Watch this dance puppets.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah. What are you guys thinking about this Mookie or Lindor? It's definitely not happening.
No,
I would
it's
say after...
Mr. Untouchable's talking about
especially
the
after...
Yeah. He realized he had to move on.
Yeah, he's like, oh, Bogdanovich, yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, so for me, it sounds like, especially like when the report came out about how much the Indians were asking the Angels for Clevenger, because that report came back out, and it was like,
They
yo,
wanted
if
Joe
they're
Adele.
asking for Joe
Yeah,
Adele,
that's so
we
stupid.
are not getting any part of that deal with Lindor and Clevenger involved. I know the Indians have not necessarily played their best cards, but that's a huge sell. So if you're not getting him, then you're probably not getting Lindor. You're probably not. The Mookie trade still probably makes the most sense to me on paper, but
So,
even then, I don't think that's moving anywhere.
Yeah, the Mookie and Price
I
thing.
never understood the signing Josh Donaldson thing, but it sounds like he's gonna not be a thing here either.
Yeah,
So
he'll sign with the Braves.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we're done.
Yeah,
That's it. This is our team, and I'm happy with our team. I like our team.
I would be very surprised.
We have a good team.
Honestly.
I would be.
Now you're
really
happy?
surprised.
Now you're happy?
I've never been happy. I've never once been happy ever in my life.
But you just said you're happy.
I'm not happy.
Your brand is falling apart, Brooke.
I don't have a brand. That's the problem. I'm really upset.
Wait, if
and
this is
everything
it,
sucks.
then what's the situation that
His name's
will
Mike.
get us into the World Series next year? Who has to step it up?
Corey
You know?
Seager.
Yeah,
well, yeah. If you have
Who has to be most
here's the
improved,
thing.
Well, everybody, because they all don't hit in the
here's-
postseason.
Well, yeah, but
Here's the thing.
uh-huh.
I think Cody Bellinger is never going to have as good of a year as he just had. I 100% believe that. I don't think it'll ever be that good. I think he'll be good. I think he'll
DFA'd.
be really good.
He's
And
gonna be
last year,
DFA'd.
if you remember, when me and him talked about it, that question came up: who has to come through in 2019 for them to be successful? I said Cody Bellinger. He said he was going to AAA.
I said
and he had a
maybe.
great season, obviously a historic season, and it still didn't work out. But with that being said, I think with Cody being not necessarily as good as he was last year, but Corey getting back to his self. I mean, I don't know what else
What
to call
is
it.
that,
You don't
though?
know what his self
What
is.
is that?
You know what his potential is. And if he can get back to that form, if he can get back to 2017 Corey Seager, that's a really good Corey Seager. And that's a really good bat. That's a really good defender.
It's a top 3 shortstop in the game,
It's
too.
easy. And it's very similar in terms of numbers to Francisco Lindor.
I mean, his
similar.
numbers,
different.
his
Yeah.
numbers, I think, were actually better than Lindor last year, if I'm not mistaken. At least wins above replacement, they were better.
It was like really close.
Yeah, they're right next to each other. I mean, both of them had different injuries they dealt with. Corey Seager's a phenomenal player. He's somebody that's blessed with really good scouting that makes up for his lack of exceptional range and an exceptional arm. But he's a damn good player, and I love Corey. And where was I going with that?
Here,
I don't know.
Let me ask you this: will the Dodgers win the West next year?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
I mean,
done.
Yeah.
100%.
Will they? Okay, so then after that, will they win?
The East.
Yeah, I mean,
They'll take the East.
how far would they go in the playoffs?
They'll win the pennant. I will almost guarantee it. They're easily the best team in the National League.
Okay,
It's at.
It's just the World
something.
Series. Having to get through the Yankees, having to get through the Astros, whoever
does
it
this
is.
team have enough talent to beat the Yankees?
This team,
Yes.
no, but they would make a move, and that's what everything that.
This team's not good enough to beat
Angry-
the Yankees.
No, not right now.
The starting pitching is not good
They're
enough
too
to beat the
young.
Yankees.
They're too young, and the bullpen is still a question mark.
Okay, so then
there's a lot
but
of
the
okay,
Yankees'
good
entire
players.
starting rotation's a question mark.
Yeah, exactly, right.
So
So then,
no. Well, I mean, they're going to get a good jolt with that Domingo Germán coming back in the second half of the season.
4.9
real-
ERA.
Hell
Domingo
yeah!
Germán.
Hey, in the AL East, that's a good ERA,
Pretty
baby.
solid at his home ballpark.
They're
That's
going
like
to have
20
Garrett
feet.
Cole. Some people are already out here saying Cole's going to be the AL Cy Young winner next
Cole's
year.
a bust his first year in New York.
Oh, that'd be
Cole is
so
an
awesome.
absolute
gosh, that'd
bust.
be
his
so
first
funny.
Please.
absolute
Whoever
bust his first
I
year in
have
New
to
York.
pray to.
I've
Oh,
long
man.
held on to the fact that he is not going to make it through that entire contract for sure. I would put money on him not making it
He'll be
through that
Albert
entire
Pujols.
contract. Exactly. And number two, I just do not think he is as good as he is in Houston. I just don't believe it.
Because
I
of the
can't buy
cameras.
it until he gives me one really good year anywhere else. I'll never buy that ever. If he has a really good year in New York this year, sure, I was wrong.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean,
I just
so-
don't buy it. I
So, I
think
mean,
he's not a good pitcher.
this season, you're saying the Dodgers are done. So who is our starting rotation right now? It's Buehler, Kershaw,
May.
Urias,
Urias,
May.
May,
Gonsolin,
Gonsolin,
Stripling, Maeda.
Maeda, right?
May is the
Okay,
the
so
3 or 4.
does Buehler have to have just an expected year? Like he just has to do what people expect of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kershaw just has to do
What's expected
survive.
of him?
He's been
But he's the
doing.
number one pitcher for the Dodgers, so he has to do well. We're talking a Cy Young contender.
Are we
Right,
talking
he
about
has to
Kershaw or
pick-
Buehler?
Buehler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Kershaw
I was like, wait.
is
Yeah.
Kershaw really is our number 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is his comeback year.
So he's
did fine
no,
last
for
year.
us to
This is
beat
his
the
Maddox
Yankees.
year.
For us to beat the Yankees, does he have to pitch better than what he's pitched in the last 3 seasons?
in the
Or-
playoffs.
Yes.
Kershaw?
Kershaw, yeah.
Oh,
Does he
yeah.
have to be better than what he's averaged in the last 3 seasons?
For sure in the playoffs. It's always been the case.
Okay.
As a starting pitcher in the regular season, he's still a top pitcher. He still is.
Right.
Even if he
At least
doesn't
top
necessarily
20.
look like it, even if some of
He
his
just-
peripherals are kind of jacked up, he's still a top guy.
He
and
just
he
needs
still
to
offers a lot of
not
value.
be the opening starter in any postseason round.
Exactly.
who's
That's
gonna
the
be-
that's the mistake that they make a lot
Who's-
is that they put themselves in a hole by saying he has to start the first game
Yeah.
because he's our
Yeah.
guy, he's our ace.
Yeah.
We need to make sure he starts us off, and then we get into the 0-1 hole a lot of times.
And he should not touch the ball in relief ever again in his life, unless
But
He's
Clint,
not
he
the
closed
savior.
that one game
So
got
who's
Daniel
gonna-
a couple
Murphy.
years ago.
I mean, last year they won 106 games, and it's because
they
yes,
cheated.
one is
No, I
Cody.
agree. Yeah.
No, but Ryu had an amazing historic start to the season.
Uh-huh.
Who's going to be our Ryu this year? Because Ryu was the number 3 pitcher last year. Right?
Therein lies the big question.
Who is it?
Yeah.
Is
you
it
have
going to
3
be?
dart throws. You got Urias, you got May and Gonsolin. One of them, maybe
It's
not
not gonna be
replicate
Ma-
that production, but it'll be close.
I wouldn't bet on May right now. I mean, he's going to be a great. I think May. I like May the most out of those 3.
I agree.
I think May will have the best career out of those 3.
Yes, but
definitely.
next year, I mean, Gonsolin. I loved what Gonsolin did against the Yankees last year.
I love Gonsolin
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah,
I think
Gonsolin's
he's
awesome.
so
Great.
he's so willing to be flexible in
Yeah.
what the team needed, especially last year,
Yeah.
and he did so well.
He's
in
gonna
that
be
role.
he's gonna be that nasty wild card out of the bullpen.
I love him.
Out
I'm
of the
so excited
bullpen
for
or
him.
starter?
Out of the bullpen,
out of the
that
bullpen.
split
Oh, wow.
finger
Yeah.
as he'll probably be the right-handed Urias by out of the bullpen by the end of next season because somebody's gonna have to eat some innings somewhere. Somebody's gonna have to. At most those 3 guys are gonna have like 120, 130 inning caps, something like that this season.
Yeah, it's somewhere around.
So
that.
that's
Tony
the
might
big
have
thing.
a lower one,
It's they're probably going to play real interesting and slow. I think the fan base is going to be angry to start the season because you're going to see a lot of Maeda and you're going to see Stripling in there, and Stripling definitely deserves to be in the rotation. He's a damn good pitcher, and he needs to stop being shuttled around. But I mean, Stripling is our number 5 guy or number 4 guy. You're not going to be terribly upset with, and it's going to be more of a second half ramp up for these kids, and there's probably going to be growing pains with that too. So it might be could be a closer NL West than we've seen. Well, I guess 2 of the last 3 years, because 2018 was rough, but there's still going to be something done at the trade deadline that I think makes a difference with all of those, and that's where you're going to be able to mix in somebody like Gonsolin in the bullpen or whatever. Maybe they ship Maeda, maybe they ship Stripling or something like that. I don't know. There's going to be something weird.
Shipling.
There's going to be something weird this season. That's the only thing I can bank on.
You want to hear my weird thing? This is long, something that I've held on to, and I was like, I'm going to wait till the new year. This is something we're going to talk about in the new year. It is now the new year.
Should I start recording?
Yeah, you should. This would be a good point for it. I believe that Kenley Jansen will lose the closing job this year. And that is something that I don't want to happen. I don't think it should happen. But I think this year it's going to happen. I think when you look at his stuff and you look at the supposed improvements that he's made, they're really not. A lot of it's luck. I mean, he is missing all of his spots. I can't remember the last time he was like pinpoint accuracy. No. The one time that I remember him having really good, pitched really well was against Baltimore. In that one game.
Yeah.
That one game where it was like, oh crap, he is
back.
back.
We were all, I
96.
remember us watching that.
He's like throwing. He topped out at 96 that game, I think, at one point, and we were like, "This is it. He's back." He's not. He's really not.
That was a game the Dodgers
They
lost
clinched.
NL West.
Yeah.
Clinched,
He lost the cut on his cutter, which is important on a cutter, and in which case it's just a straight 93-mile-an-hour fastball at best. At best.
Down the middle.
And I mean, if Kershaw has a better fastball than you, there's something wrong, because Kershaw is I mean, let's face it, he's not there. But he at least places his fastballs. He puts them on the corners at least. Kenley's looking at the ground and chucking it as hard as he can at home plate. That's all he's doing right now. I don't think he's going to keep the closing job, which leads me to Tony, because Tony profiles as a prime closing candidate with the stuff that he has, especially with that splitter. But hopefully, we have training in the bullpen.
He just has
we
the
got a lot of
guile
guys
for
that
it,
have
too.
that for it. But mark my words, I do not think Kenley will keep his job. He's too expensive, obviously, to not use.
Yeah.
But I just don't see him closing out games by the end of the year.
He has a good
especially
look. Like
important games.
Gonsolin has a great look for it.
Gonsolin screams closer to me.
Yeah.
He
So does
does.
Dustin
He's
May.
got a look
Dustin
about
May's
it.
got
Dustin
that
May does
stuff.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
he's throwing triple
He
digits
does
out
for
there.
sure.
Dustin
There's a lot
May-
of guys that could just fill that role for a year or
in the
a
Pennywise
season,
outfit
half season.
is a perfect.
That's his
closer.
closing role.
That
Yeah,
should
that's
be
the
it.
that's the image that comes
Yeah.
out whenever he comes out of
The
the bullpen.
music from it just plays. The stadium goes dark,
But
and he pops out.
But on the Jansen thing, that was one of the big things you had noted when we were at spring training last year, is watching him. You talked about him just kind of throwing his head to the ground and trying to get everything behind it and trying to force it and cursing. When we went to a recent event at Dodger Stadium, Kenley's been at Dodger Stadium all offseason.
Every day. It seems like every day.
Yeah,
Every
he's
time
throwing. Every time we've been there, he's there. He's throwing, and when he's throwing flat ground, sure, it's fine, whatever. But they ended up setting up the infield
count
for him and all that, and he was actually throwing off the mound at Dodger Stadium, middle of winter, all these kids around, and I happened to record the one. Or sorry, not me. Sources happened to record the one particular throw, and he bounced it it was just the ugliest looking, air quote, fastball, cutter, whatever the hell you wanted to call it. It looked bad, and I was like, oh no.
He's figuring out. He's really getting technical. If you looked at that workout, they were doing everything with him. They're using the phone. They're showing him they're lining
cool.
up. They put the phone right there so they can see what it would look like with the
guy
ball coming in.
was holding the phone like a bat.
Yeah,
and
and
so
then
you kinda see
they're counting the strides, like the distance that he wants the stride to land in, and you can see Kenley really cares.
Oh, he's
I
trying.
think
Who cares?
No, I mean you give him that.
Yeah.
Like he's figuring out the
Kenley
exact
cares.
techniques.
Yeah.
So before it was just straight strength.
Yeah.
That just got him through. Now he needs to worry about the execution.
I think
So
he's come to
let's-
that same realization as Kershaw that your stuff declines. You have to get a little bit more
Better,
technical.
yeah.
And
all
it's
technical.
really it.
So let's say he does get bounced from the closer's role. How unceremonious is that going to be? Like, can he actually? Is he going to finally be at a point in his mental state where he'll be okay with like saying, "Oh, you know what? This is for the better of the team," because we've seen
wait.
a lot of grumpy Kenley too.
What does that mean when you say he's not going to be the closing mark? Does that mean he goes into middle relief?
I don't know.
Or he just goes
Make
back
him an
home.
opener.
He doesn't pitch again. Or does he never pitch again?
I don't think it's anything like that. I think he still pitches. I just don't think he's going to hold on to that position for the rest of the year. The thing that I worry about is that his attitude over the past 2 years, and we've watched it in media scrums, we've watched it in interviews, we've watched it just with him in general around people, his attitude has really declined, and it's gotten worse and worse to the point where he doesn't even want to talk to a lot of them.
That was like 2012,
and when he
2013 Kobe.
When he does, he's short with them. He's very short to where it's like, we can tell you're visibly upset and annoyed by this.
Yeah.
Like, you're not hiding anything from anybody. Even like Plunkett, like him and Plunkett are buddies. I mean, they've always been buddies. And Plunkett even had said, like, yeah, he doesn't really like anybody right now at all. So you can tell things are changing for him, and his attitude is not great, and that does not really fly well in major league clubhouses, and it really doesn't fly well in successful major league clubhouses.
Well, the good thing is
point me to one successful baseball team that had a toxic chemistry in their clubhouse.
But he has
Not
JT who's going to back him up. JT's loved by like the entire
team.
He is,
right? But I think JT also will put the team before any individual player. I would say that 100% about JT, and that's demonstrated in the fact that that's also demonstrated in the fact that his willingness to move to first base, which he does not play. Yeah. So I think JT is 100% all about the team. Also playing for a contract at the end of his career.
Yep.
So,
well, from what we later learned, it was that quote was way blown out of proportion. His willingness to move to first base was that question was asked to him, like during the NLDS last year. I think it was McCullough asking him, "Hey, what would you think about?" Possibly moving across the diamond for this guy. And he's like, dude, we're about to go play him. Like, I don't know, sure, whatever. Can I go get ready for a game?
Right.
And that was, he says he's very willing to move for Rendon.
And he will.
And he will. And it's going to happen right now. Breaking news. This is a great YouTube user right here. This is Real Fat Tony Gonsolin. Real Fat Tony Gonsolin says, I want to see Casey Crosby throw some left-handed gas.
Yes.
Casey Crosby. Also
There's
one
your
of those
closer.
dark horses.
There's your closer of the future.
The guy throws the triple digits. That's all I really care about. Just throw the ball as hard as you can. Don't look.
They'll figure it out. That's it.
Well, I mean, we got like 8 weeks to keep on talking about this, or 12 weeks to keep on talking about this. We'll see how it shapes up. But
Let's Be Frank Pod says we don't need nice guys. We need guys that'll get it done.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm done.
Yes.
Okay, here's one more thing before the Lakers game starts. We got to get off before the Lakers game starts. But one more thing.
We got 5 minutes.
There's this false sense of you got to hold tight to your players and to your team. And I agree you need to hold tight to your team. I don't think you necessarily need to hold tight to your players. People don't want – this is the experience that I've had with Dodgers fandom. People really want to hold on to their guys, and they don't want them to go anywhere. To a fault, like a drastic fault. There was this period where Chris Taylor was god-awful. I mean, not even close to major league talent.
You're making some enemies right now.
There really was. And he's a very likable, lovable guy, and I get that. I 100% get that. He's also done a lot for the team in the very short amount of time he's been here. I also get that. But people were like, we just need to keep playing him and keep starting him, just keep him in there. And I was just like, what are we doing? Like, this is why we can't win a damn World Series, because we get so emotionally attached to players. And then to me, I'm like, I just need my championship now, guys. I'm over it now. I've defended Kershaw for as long as I can remember. Not necessarily that I won't defend him anymore, but I'm not going to, hold tight to him to a fault to where it's hurting the team. If it got to the point where Kershaw was hurting the team, I would be okay with him not being on the team. That's where it is right now. And that's just the reality of losing 2 World Series in a row, getting knocked out in the NLDS. I mean, I went through today and I was like, I'm going to make a highlight video of all the heartbreak of the Dodgers since I've been a fan and been watching. And I was like, whoa. There's a lot of really bad stuff that's happened in playoffs that was absolutely heartbreaking. I was like, well, you got Matt Stairs, you got Matt Adams, you got like literally any part of the Astros and Red Sox series now, I guess. All that to say, I need a World Series or else I'm going to cry. And that's that.
That was very moving.
Yeah.
I remember it was extremely moving.
So if you have any different opinion, I am at RealFRG on Twitter and Instagram.
At Diamond Hoggers.
And at Diamond Hoggers on everything else.
Tina G-Man asks, how do we think Honeycutt's replacement will do with the staff? And mainly, or I should say, mainly with these some of these, what are we calling them? Reclamation projects? Well, how do
Reclamation
we think,
projects.
How do we think Mark Pryor is going to handle somebody like a Casey Crosby or a Jimmy Nelson or that other guy whose name already escapes us again?
Yeah.
What do you
Bray
think?
Ramos.
That's not a name. You're just making up.
It's not.
It's making up things.
I think Honeycutt's going to be in the shadows helping him out. I mean, you
in
just
the
can't
literal shadows.
You can't just cut him loose and do it by himself. Honeycutt's going to be around a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? And you got Oral Hershiser.
With a team as good as the Dodgers.
He's a little busy.
No.
No, he's fine.
Yeah.
Bulldog's not there to
Koufax.
Sandy.
Okay, this is like some spring training help, maybe days,
but not
here
during
and
the
there.
year.
You got Tommy Lasorda.
Yeah. No, it'll be interesting, you know? And you know what's gonna be funny is when Honeycutt's not out there to calm Kenley down.
Yeah, that's
That's
the biggest
the big
thing.
situation.
You know, we've talked a decent amount, or whatever. We've had editorials on our DodgersNation.com about the idea of, hey, this is the first time Kershaw has been without Honeycutt, but same goes for
Imagine
Kenley.
Mark Pryor looking at
That
Kenley.
might be a good thing, though.
It probably is.
about it.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I think there is, like you're saying, we held on to the same people too much. There is a sometimes there's just a need for a change, and this could be, maybe that wasn't it wasn't so much in the roster as much as we wanted, even though we lost guys, but we didn't gain guys, even though there's also a new roster spot, or there isn't. I don't know quite well how
Austin
that's
Barnes.
going on, but but I don't know. The drugs are wearing off and I'm dying here, but still, words, etc. My story, great point. That's it. Lockbox.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you on
Awesome.
that
I
one.
was going
That was
somewhere
the best
with it.
ending that we've had all year.
I see what he did there. I don't know, guys. Things are going to happen. Whatever. Words. People don't really want us to leave yet. They want us to keep going while they're watching the Laker game. But,
Yeah, let's just turn on the Laker game.
I want to watch.
No one's
Logan
going to call us
Jones.
about that.
Logan
they
Jones
winning?
says we need to
No,
win
I
a
wanna
World
watch-
Series
I
before
wanna
Brook
watch it.
lives
Starts
end.
at 7:30.
Yes.
I'm busy.
Yeah,
Oh
he's
yeah,
busy.
I only have like 20 years left or whatever, so we got to really get this thing moving.
SD Dodgers. That's what I was trying to say. SD Dodgers saying glad to have new voices with the pitching staff. And if it's not going to be new faces in the clubhouse, might as well get some new voices and new faces in the in the coaching staff, pitching staff, all that kind of stuff. Semi-new voices because
I need a new voice.
They're there, but
we
like,
all need new
You
voices.
need a new voice.
Yeah, we're all.
I hope everybody who's sick feels better soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some Lysol for the mics.
everybody's sick right now.
Yeah.
LeBron is even sick right now.
Yeah, let's cut it.
And
Yeah.
he's Superman.
Oh, I'm on. They saw me do this.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoops.
Oh yeah, you've been on for the last like half
Yeah.
an hour. How is anybody gonna see their own comments?
There you go. Three.
Professional.
Hey, Perez says,
Look.
dude, you're my age. We don't have 20 years left. You're right. We probably have less.
World War III.
Yeah, happy World War III, guys.
Happy World War III, everybody.
Anyways,
We're at Dodger Nation.
you guys could find us on the internet machine at DodgersNation.com. Subscribe to Blue Heaven on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, Player FM, so many more.
Yes, we are. Oh, that hurt my head, actually. Wow.
Why?
Don't ever get sick, guys.
This is
It's for the
why.
week. I'm at BrookMe3. This guy over here is at RealFRG on Twitter and Instagram. You're Daniel J. Preciado? Dan J. Preciado. He will talk to you about everything and anything, and he will help you lose your money on betting, too, because he's really good at betting and really bad at betting at the same time. We are at Dodger Nation on Twitter, at Officials Dodger Nation on Instagram. A huge thank you to our
Gary.
crack production team, which is Gary over there in the back. Give him a round of applause on the majigger. There it is. Thank you guys for all your questions and comments. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to tune in next week when we dive into probably another cheating scandal, because at that rate, we're going to have a lot of them. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.